The phenomenal man was fantastic. I had the pleasure to play against him, and it's one of those. When you play against him, you know you're playing against him, and you think about him. But he's not in that team, but they've got good strikers in that team. We mentioned Cunha before the game, before the break. Cunha is in incredible form, and he's got a chance now to make a name. Better name in Manchester United now. He gets the chance to make a big name on the big stage for Brazil today.
Yeah, definitely. And then as well, we have Vinicius Junior, no? With 2 goals in 2 games, scoring in each. And then the last game, we have providing like assists as well. Then we need to really love and enjoy playing the 19 years old player role to have this opportunity to have his first start in a World Cup, giving the chance of this and making the one of the greatest.
Don't forget, stop playing. John McGinn.
Super John McGinn.
And he's a top scorer. And we didn't see anything like that.
Well, I think this is going to be pretty special in the Miami Stadium. Let's see the national anthem start in just a moment, so let's listen in.
on Fox is presented by Blaze.
The Dark Army on the march in Miami, and a riot of colour and a fevered atmosphere for what could be a nail-biter in Group C. The officials making their way to the centre spot. Brazil and Scotland, like two stars in the same orbit, meeting for the 5th time at the World Cup. Brazil still not through the knockout stages as we look at the VAR team led by Guillermo Pacheco, and Scotland dreaming of what has to be really one of their greatest ever performances to go through. Line-up story, Steve Clark on this D-Day for his team, making 4 changes. The speedy winger Ben Gallagher is recalled along with striker Chapman, while Scotland are getting the green in their first World Cup starts. That means no places for Hanley, Adams, Tierney and Christie. 546 caps between them. They're not short of experience. And here's the Brazil team. The Christians will change to one of the team and theme for a while with a hamstring injury. The 19-year-old Leanne of Bournemouth becomes their first teenage World Cup starter in over half a century. Otherwise, the 17 will still hit you 3-0. Neymar, incidentally, is fit now and could feature from the bench. What an atmosphere here, London, isn't it?
Ian, I've been around this game my whole life. I have never seen anything like those two national anthems. This place is ready to explode, and it's both Scotland and Brazil fans leading the way. This should be a fantastic evening.
Steve Clark knows that Scotland in 12 big tournament appearances in their history have never advanced beyond the group stage. They have hopes of doing it here because they have 3 points. The start of the day, a point behind Brazil and Morocco. Carlo Ancelotti, who's won the lot everywhere he's been, except the World Cup. Could this be his year for that as well? All set to go in Miami. And the crowd, 100 evening. And the noisiest atmosphere surely in this World Cup so far. 65,000 fans packed in here, not a spare seat in the house. And Vinicius getting very touching the ball on the side. And Patterson, the right back, is really astounded because Aaron Hickey is not fit. That could be very, very important. He will need some support, won't he?
He gets a lot of support. He's playing one of the best players in the world. And managing the 2 goals in 2 matches so far have certainly been the best Brazilian attacking player.
Referee, by the way, it's interesting here. Cesar Ramos of Mexico. Brazil made a complaint about him after one with Seleção back in 2018. He was 8 years ago, I guess. We move on. Paquetá on the ball for Brazil. He will look the pressure from Scotland. You know what a point is probably going to be enough for them from this game. Maybe even a narrow defeat the way this competition is set up this year with 8 plus 3rd places going through. We all know the line for the place. Well, showing the cross, finding Jordan and in space. Not really picked up by what he did in the box there. The referee has pulled back the play and Seleção is down injured.
There's a coming together here. Both teams asking for a foul. Seems like a relatively fair challenge. Ferguson got the worst of it. And Ted's clean was all on the referee's face. I was actually surprised he didn't get a yellow here.
Yeah, a lot to say for himself. To the referee, because he's aware of it, isn't he? As well, referee Brazil here. Just the many subplots which will unravel today. Leanne. the start for Brazil since 1970. And we can't go and tell you against Peru in the quarter-final. We saw an early touch from Vinicius. Brazil looking to move the ball quickly. Really some nifty footwork for Scotland. Getting 1-0 they went by Morocco, having won their first game by a goal to nil against Haiti. That was a pretty close run thing in truth. For the mix in midfield today, veteran midfielder from Norwich City, who memorably scored from the halfway line to clinch the big win over Denmark that took Scotland to this World Cup. And that was the moment of his career, well, so far anyway. Scott McKenna has been brought back into the side today. Patterson, nice Everton, London's old club. Got a handshake and a hug from your old boss, David Moyes. Yeah, good to see. Ferguson. McLean trying to hit that one just round the corner. They do need to have more punch, Scotland. They knew going into this tournament it was the problem. Can they find the goals that might put them in business in a mountainously tough game like this? Given away by Robertson, Guimarães for Brazil in a falling behind, but there's no actual number 9, not a real number 9 in the old-fashioned sense of the word, and maybe that would have been the kind of territory an old-fashioned number 9 would have been hunting in. Looks like he got Thiago Brentford in the first game, but he's been dispensed with since then. Here's Rayan again. Made back by Cunha, who got a couple of goals. He's first in the World Cup against Haiti the other day. We're 3-0 up at half-time and kind of sat on it really, truth to tell. This is Gabriel of Arsenal. To Marquinhos of Paris Saint-Germain. On paper, that looks a pretty good central defence to me. But we'll find out for sure in the next week or two.
It's interesting with and without the ball, Matheus Cunha is coming into the midfield. Guimarães a little bit higher, Paquetá a little bit higher, and they're looking to make vertical runs in there. They haven't seen it yet or hit it yet. But also, when they're defending in a version of a 4-4-2 and a diamond in the midfield. Cunha is sort of at the top of the diamond, almost as an attacking midfielder. Probably where he's most comfortable.
He's happy to pull with possession football for the moment, Brazil, but they'll be looking to change the pace in centre of the attack. That's it. Runs and that ball 50 yards. Good block and trying to bring it away. The little right winger for Scotland, Ben Garandot, who's only 20, he could be their trump card because he does have electric pace. He's raw still, but he does have that speed. And in football, speed kills.
It forces the Brazilian back line to be a little more hesitant, and it's probably why they haven't, until now, really pressed out the wall. this game. As the ball comes to McKenna, they finally do press. And just a poor decision by McKenna. Falls perfectly for Dale Jr. And he has the composure. Instead of smashing this first time, takes a touch by Angus Gunn. The easiest goal of history. 1-0 result.
Marines are going to do up the score in all three Brazil games so far in this fascinating race for the Golden Boot. Scotland conceded early again. Remember, Salvari scored from Morocco against them in 70 seconds. Looks like the real face of reality for Scotland now.
I'm just telling you, that's the way Scotland started the game. We've seen so many teams be successful by being smart, careful, defending well, and you expected that from Scotland. This is the absolute worst case scenario. Now they have to chase the game again. We said a narrow defeat might be okay for them, but now it puts them under all sorts of pressure.
Yeah, they can't afford a heavy defeat, otherwise they're on the next plane out of here. One down already. You have to see Steve Clark's decision to change his central defensive pairing hasn't paid off. Maybe McKenna a little out of rhythm. Haven't seen any action at this World Cup so far. Grant Handy left out today, usually part from his temporary in that defence. And here's McKenna on the ball now. Has to somehow get his confidence back. He is experienced. This is his 51st cap. You do feel for him. Horrible for any player. But this is a harsh environment.
And the psychological toll that takes on your team is very real. Now there's hesitancy, there's fear, and Brazil, on the other hand, be absolutely flying now.
Brazil, after an unconvincing start, and it's just looking to build momentum. He's dropped again. If anybody can do something about it, maybe it's him. Confident character from Aston Villa. He definitely has goals in him, especially at international level. It's Hendry. Now cleaning the thing. Just a little period of possession, maybe, to help Scotland settle. Milo. Cunha now. Moving short with the Diaz. Blocks this time by McKenna. That might make him feel a little better. Maybe not much.
Dave Jr.'s movement there was so good. He went 3 different ways, 3 different times in a row. He was waiting for the ball to be slid alongside the center backs. They didn't find him, but really good movement from him.
Amazing development in the other game in the group. Morocco are losing to Haiti, who scored and lead 1-0. Here we Marcin Wenger on the VI page, and considering Ronaldo there was one that's all appreciated there, and Roberto Carlos, who played with Brazil the last time they met Scotland at the World Cup. Moving to hit that day. John Collins equalised, but Brazil won thanks to an own goal saved from Tony Boyd. And that's the kind of thing Scotland need. Qatar was strong, wasn't he, there under pressure? Could it be with Brazil? Maybe one of those teams who start the tournament slowly and then build momentum and hopefully have a crescendo in the final itself. Remember, they have won the World Cup 5 times winners, but not since 2002. None of the last 5.
They've had to deal with adversity already. Rodrigo couldn't make the tournament. And then Rafinha getting injured in the first match. They do have a lot of great options. There's chosen right out on that side tonight, but cannot give them goals. If you're going to give them goals, they're a very good, experienced team, especially defensively. It's going to be very hard to beat if you're giving away chances like that.
He hasn't played for Brazil for nearly 3 years. Half injuries kept him out of this tournament so far. Just for the first time, the Scotland fans a little stunned. We heard the swirl of the bank lights all around Boston. The people of Boston fell in love with the Scots. We didn't talk about cities being Perth, Glasgow and Boston. Maybe even the Patriots going to play in Scotland. Who knows? Lovely to see them. Certainly the people of that fair city will be rooting for Scotland here, but they've got a lot on their plate. Casemiro. That's the play. And Nilo. Casemiro again. Vinicius Junior, by the way, the first Brazilian player to score in all 3 group stage games since both Rivaldo and Ronaldo did it. And Brazil won the World Cup in 2002. Also Romario, who's another one, and Jairzinho, scored every game in the World Cup. 1970, through the final. How about that? He's shooting. The Scotland fans are expected quite keen to see him back in the team. He doesn't mind the goal. 20 goals or so this past season for Hearts, and he's moving to Rangers. Football in the game after that traumatic start of proceedings. And then all the way back to Alisson. Lovely feature if you were with us before the game about the way he idolises Brazilian legendary goalkeeper Tafarel. 3 World Cups apiece now for those 2. Later on the Fox networks, Group A concludes with Ruben and Mexico taking on Czechia on Fox, and South Africa, who are out other than South Korea. Fox Sport 1 is coming up next on Fox and Fox Sport 1. The clock is ticking all the time at this World Cup. There will be a few twists and turns along the way. But not here so far. Gilbert Santos in that left back position, recalled after 9 years away. There's always hope, isn't there? Marquinhos. Brazil bossing possession. And with no pressure on them at all with the lead. Your bottom is so sticky there. Neymar deflects one way. Here's Vinicius Junior taking pass and he's set to the drop right there. He did.
Excellent defending by Patterson. This is good patience from Brazil. And ultimately they find Cunha who can turn and face forward and start the attack. Cross gets deflected, comes over to Vinny Jr. But this is a really good job by Patterson to move his feet. Gives away the corner, but still a good result.
They need to go in there and remind everybody of the rules. And quite get that they know what the rules are. Don't do that with any other situation in the game. It'll be a very proper wrestler and we'll do them the first ever. There we are. Offside line. Scotland can counter here. Here is down goat. McKeon. Big star in Italy now for Napoli, won the title last season. Was excellent position well. And the result, quickly falling to it was Vinicius Junior again. Some of the outside of the bogey got those. That wasn't that close, truthfully. Hang on. World Cup. Looks like very hands okay. He was certainly wanting that at the knockout stages. It's a big miss, really.
Scotland need to get Scott McTominay involved. He had his first few touches there a long time and turned the ball over. He's a big player for them, and if they want any chance putting this Brazilian backline under pressure, he needs to get involved. He's got a lot of quality.
That fabulous overhead kick ball past Casper Schmeichel. Straight to his little side. We'll certainly remember the half-beat Denmark and a goal in a million really that was. Scotland might need something like that here. Gabriel and Vinicius. It's a good ball here for Leon. Hendry has read all that well and gets it away.
Running by Bruno Guimaraes has been so good. He's running vertically through the Scottish back line. That time it opened up a massive hole for Firmino to get forward. They're starting to figure out this Scottish defense now, and they're looking more and more dangerous every time they get in these spots.
Can you get that? Says Patterson to his goalkeeper Angus Gardner, who plays for Scotland but hardly got to look in this season for Nottingham Forest. One substitute appearance in the Premier League all season. And he admits he was probably not the greatest move to go there. Oh,
just gets his foot in front of Hendricks, but you can argue possibly it's a foul. Not there on the field, and he's not getting much from there to Brazil.
Well, interesting thing right there was he tried to grab Vinicius round the waist and bring him down, but failed to do that. Had he done that, it would have been a red card for him, I think.
And they're going to check it now. This
checking the goal. Just bringing Mark Flanders now refereeing expert. What do you think, Mark?
Yeah, if the defender goes to ground, then it's more simple, it's an easier good foul to do. Because Washington is definitely practice the Scotland defenders called Henry, and therefore it is a foul, technically it's a foul. Because it's an extremely foul, I think this one got chopped off.
Yeah, I agree, and I used to do this all the time. Center-backs, I did it when they were running towards their goal. Trying to get away with it, that was before the VAR days. So if you got away with it, you got away with it. But I tend to agree with Mark. I do think he's going to get him foul here and call the ball off.
Yeah, I think he just does catch his foot when you watch that carefully back again. And I think Scotland and Jack Hendry are going to get off the hook here. It might not be a turning point. It is really as a foul. Let's watch this in slow motion now.
I'm not sure if it's called a foul, but still, once it leads direct to the wall, it gives chance, Scotland no chance to defend it, so therefore it's two.
World Cup coming up, and they're all talking about Vinicius Jr. One goal for him, and another ruled out. Scotland need to get their act together. Brazil by a goal to them, and it could be worse, but I have the benefit of that VAR decision in their favour. But he's still questioning this. This break might come at the perfect time for Scotland.
They need it, and I'm sure Steve Clark is telling his team, cut out a little passes throughout the back. You have time further up the field, it's fine. You cannot give them chances to press us and ultimately score goals like that. Give yourself a chance. You give yourself no chance when you're doing that. So I'm sure you have a few stern words in for Brazil. They created a whole ton in, but took advantage of one mistake. and they've been solid always.
Scotland trying to roll from the centre. Andy Robertson just making a reminder about where they play Roy Insurance. Quite an odd place for time to stop the game, this with an attacking situation like this long throw coming in for Scotland. And there is Nolan for a reason. Andy Robertson is leaving Liverpool and probably at the Tottenham Hotspur for the new season. After 9 great years at Anfield, and he's a much loved figure. Lewis Ferguson with a corner kick for Scotland. And fans at the other end of the stadium expect it. Towards the back post and picking up clean shot with one on yellow. Now John McGinn. This is a big chance and not sure I heard it back down across the goal. Fantastic ball from John McGinn. See as it comes in. The free header just tries to push it down across the goal. It's a head on goal down. Taking the time. Ferguson advances football in Italy, but along here is the captain. Wonder what Steve Clark as well as in that way. Whatever the message was, I think need to get pretty important there. Tomorrow on Fox, the US going green out so far, facing Turkey in their efforts to win all 3 group stage matches. Coverage 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific time on Fox. Soon, in the knockout stages, the first one around of 42. It's injury again. We've been very relieved that VAR called in his favour. Whatever he felt about VAR before, he loves it now. He's McTominay. Goes down, passes to the referee, he's shot the ball. Robson to his outside, looking to the left hand of the ball. And the corner to Scotland who are just showing signs of a pulse in this match.
Much better, they got McTominay on the ball facing forward, he creates a little space. Let's see how he passes it down again. He slides in Robinson on the right side of the earth, but initially appealed for a kickoff and then smiled and knew it wasn't, but much better from Scotland now. And I saw this on the last quarter, a couple of players in front of Robertson, right on top of him, Chamberlain and one other. I'm actually surprised they didn't put it right on top of the goalkeeper. Maybe they will this time. Now they've got 4 crowds in there. What the problem is cross off the goalkeeper because that will be good fun.
They're being dangerous. 50 degrees in the front post. Again. Patterson, and the final way through. Starting the police, saying that there's only 1 or 2 more uncomfortable moments. And that's the one who quickly gets the ball away. Ferguson for a long way out to get the ball back to the corner of the ball. That's the lead out in the rest. The ball not a corner to stop in the front of the see a little leg behind the leg here from McIntyre, move the ball and like he said, whatever Steve Clark said during the break, certainly lit a fire. This has been much better now from Scotland. He's really cool.
cause a bit more discomfort for the Brazilian defence on these set pieces. Usually won the first header and you get the free kick as well, so it comes to nothing. Again, I think Lewis Ferguson can be a little more aggressive. You put Lions up and outside. I think you want to big Lions in there. And just make it a little too easy for Brazil to defend those corners. Wilson on the header. Left to me. Low hit with that midfield. With power, easy to do sensible things. Not Nathan Patterson. Really got down and break into the game here. But here he is. He's done well this time. I'm really good. Now. Champions League winner as player and manager. To win all 5 of Europe's top leagues. That's achievement. Such a bad foul by Lewis Ferguson there. You've got Vinny Jr. running back towards his own goal. Pressure on him. You foul him and now you relieve all the pressure from Brazil. They've been under for the last few minutes. Just remembering the big picture, even a 1-0 defeat, which is where we are at the moment, might just be enough for Scotland to sneak a position as one of the 8 best third-place teams. Junior with a lovely spin behind. And the right he is defending the goal goal, but the left hand he's got on a big jumper goal. Wins convinced the shooting from the kick. But I wonder what that is. The only one in the game, the only one for the attacking side. Captain Joe. Sometimes in the referees will do is instead of giving a foul, which I think he could have given a foul by Rayan against the Scottish defender, he just decided to give a goal kick. So there's net say out there. Clearly not a goal kick. Yeah. And Shankly does some good work there. McLean Zipper charged down. Ferguson as well, and they're probably thinking with you, you might as well buy a lottery ticket. Just starting to hustle Brazil out of their swagger. McTominay, that's good ball, not quite. Easily going by Marquinhos, shooting, that made a good run. What Scotland can't afford is any more mistakes. Douglas Santos. Vinicius is enjoying being reunited with Carlo Ancelotti, isn't he? He's over a Real Madrid coach. Vinicius. A little box every time he gets the ball, and all the Brazilian fans. Again, Scott McTominay couldn't do that, and that's a really poor decision by them. They had 3v3 or 4v3. They needed to find one more pass. Could have been in a much better spot. James Gordon, the entire school will be on Fox tonight. I might be wrapping today's World Cup action with special guests, our own Rebecca Lay and Virgil van Dijk on Fox at midnight. Speaking of Rebecca, busy. We had it on podcast this morning. She is a busy woman. Miss Ferguson. Simply, Robertson, Bennington wants it back again. Still hit it slightly. Maybe it's number 3. Yes, the Brazilian Ronaldo. Golden Boot winner in 2002 with 8 goals. There's a few more games to stumble, one more anyway, to win the World Cup. So it could take maybe 10, 12 for Ray Messi, Mbappe, and Holland are going to make it 14. And Cristiano Ronaldo is joining the party, isn't he now? It's Adriel, and Vinicius is, that's what he was saying the other day in the interview. Cunha now for Brazil. Neymar goal today, an early goal from Vinicius Jr. So the half-point by schedule. Morocco equalised in the other game is still going on at exactly the same time. That's 1-1. And Qatar scoring. There's the standings as it stands. If the results want to hold now, Brazil top the group, and that's what they usually do at World Cups. They've won the last 11 groups that they've been in at the World Cup, and they've advanced from the group the last 14 World Cups, going back to 1966, when a few people got the idea of kicking Pele out of the tournament, and they succeeded. He's trying a lot of games to improve with the yellow and red cards. It just wouldn't happen now. He had away with it. Tough to save the watch back then. The influence can relax at the moment. We'll get coming up to these half-time show on Fox. Comfortable enough so far for the Brazilians, as comfortable as it can be when the margin's only one. Will it be one still? Couple of feet away, but clever. Was never any conviction about it. He sort of last minute said, alright, well, I guess I'll shoot. Never got it out of his feet because of that. Shoved it wide. Did I say a couple of feet? A couple of yards, isn't it? Yeah. This is going to be built in behind, this time the Scotland defence up clearly enough. And in 30th run, he only started one game all through the season. He scored Bournemouth, that was in the league, Dark Angels kept him down of course. So he started more games in this World Cup than he did, which got all through the past season. Santos trying to Vinicius again. gets a free kick. Usually lets the referee know what he feels. Vinicius. Hammond has a conversation with him. Still going on. Pleasant enough. A bit of game action going on here by Brazil. They know they have the lead. Neymar keeps it scored again, and he's going to miss the line. And leave that 2-1. Extraordinary. Unfortunately for Scotland, they lost to Morocco, so they would need to win the game to finish second. So even if they equalize, it wouldn't put them in second, but of course it would put them in a great spot to qualify as third. And 4 points would do it. They're a long way from achieving anything like that. 20 to midnight in Scotland. Not many people, I think, will have gone to bed. I think we've even let the kids stay up for this in Glasgow and Edinburgh and Aberdeen and Dundee. Stranraer on the sky. And speaking in the English, this is yet to pick it up again. He's one in the third. He's nearly catching it again. Cunha, causing problems. This comes off a more direct ball through the middle there. Then he picks up the pieces, runs into depth here, and somehow Ferguson all the way back on his line. Patterson was there as well, but big bullet dodge there for Scotland. Great work by Lewis Ferguson, central midfield man to beat that play out. Now watch go again. McIntyre, the reason again. Scotland will need to sharpen their teeth in this game to get back into it. There's really a situation where everybody's checking their smartphones, so what's going on in the other ground, what might be enough to advance. Well, they just showed the score here, that Haiti scored to go up 2-1, and the Brazilian contingent very, very happy to see that. As I'm sure Carlo Ancelotti is. Well, I think Haiti played really well. Yeah, they really have. Yeah. Tremendous performance from the country that haven't played at home for 5 years because of the problems in their own country. He's Ferguson again. And then they get in, and they've got space there. Shelton here. Promising. And the collective line goes to the floor. Even the strong players appeal to that. Shelton. They're putting in mind drop with John McGinn. He played a starring role as Aston Villa won the Europa League. He's Marquinhos, winner of course of the last 2 Champions Leagues with Paris Saint-Germain. Vinicius just got the free kick. And he's got to 2-2 now again. It's Morocco 80 there. All happening there. Big swap here. Inside, that's going to turn and
some really very good clearance. Reaches down, really cross. Brazil. Quite safely bring Neymar along and give him a little workout after his fairly long calf injury. Here's McGinn for Scotland. They need to show something. Brazil having none of it. Get the free kick here though. There's not proper punches. The chemistry between Neymar and Vinny Jr. They lock eyes. Vinny knew where the ball was going. Time has run perfectly. Started there. Led to the far post. What a fantastic service from Neymar. A simple header by Vinny to make it 2-0. Scotland in danger of getting out of this World Cup with a win. Andy Robertson. The take was on laid back and then Gavin Johnson really control of it, blocked. Then you'll be thinking about a hat-trick, won't you now? A World Cup hat-trick. Who's putting stars to play? Fantastic save by Gun. Keeps his left hand strong and pushes it wide. Corner to Brazil. Goalkeeper looks like he was coming back and didn't go for it. Douglas Santos is blocked Scotland at the moment and Santos around. I think it's fair to say. I think they need this half time right now.
it's very important to record.
He lost for 2 wins and 2 matches. He secured the top 5 in the world. He shows up for midfield tomorrow. The biggest trophy in Miami for the last against the top.
We spoke with the team told us today that he's feeling relaxed. Relaxed and confident. He feels like there's 26 players who are good enough to start the World Cup and he will take advantage of that depth against Turkey. Now, as for what he expects against Turkey,
fourth this tournament, 13 overall. Morocco has been fun in Atlanta.
Back and forth, back and forth. This is actually, you think it would be a goal for Ray Joseph, and it's a goal too, but look here, actually is going out of bounds. It's off the goalkeeper's back. Goes in for the ball on the field.
11th on goal this tournament for the European ones.
First two goals around the box and scoring the fourth for this game.
His 12th international goal for his 99th international appearance, but as you mentioned, back and forth, which means QB and another goal in the 43rd.
And this one is from downtown. He gets a turn on the season door and says, I'm just going to smack this one. And smacks it, he does. For the upper 99. Goodness, look at this thing go. Yeah, we see you, my friend. We see you. And then one push to the finish line. He's made some balls for his third goal in the tournament. The equalizer today.
4 goals in this one, tied for the most in the first half of this World Cup. So here's how the Group C currently sits. Brazil on top, and Morocco in second. Both those teams, as of now, advancing. Scotland in third place. Haiti picking up the first. Mexico managed to the top spot in the A. Then tonight, they try to make it 3 straight wins as they take on China. Scotland was on the second half next. Greatness doesn't happen by chance.
World Cup result of 2-0 on Scotland. We send you now back out to Miami, Ian and Larry for the second half ball.
Yeah, thanks so much indeed, Rob. But one of the little subplots here is Scotland's position at the moment. They are among the 8 best third places that will go through the round of 32. In fact, they are 6th on that list, but there are teams below them who can improve their position, and they need to improve their own position here, and don't they, really?
Yeah, it's important to remember that 1 goal moves them up to 4th, and 2 goals moves them to the top of that, even though they finished 3rd on 4 points, they moved up to the top of that list. So there's still a lot to play for, but it's a precarious position because the more they go try to get that goal, the easier it is for Brazil to counter. And if they leave big spaces in the back, this Brazilian team will kill them. So they've got to be smart and do it in a mature way.
I wonder what Steve Clark, the Scotland manager, said at half-time. It would have needed to be something inspirational. They need to produce a special 45 minutes here, error-free, and they need to somehow keep the shackles on this man, Vinicius Junior. Scoring against Brazil isn't easy, and you got a hat-trick against them. Jacksonville,
Scotland. Brazil, I did score against Brazil.
against Scotland.
Yeah, and I just saw the Confederations Cup final, right?
You did.
So like this Brazil.
You've already got them, nothing. Continues on here. We started the last game, the Celtic play. Robson, the captain, who's cut off the Keeney Adventures' usual spot at left back, is deployed a little further forward in the last game.
You have to assume some sort of injury, right? Can't imagine taking Andy Robinson off at this point.
You would think so. You might find out a little bit later about that. Substitution. He's run to keep possession for his team up the pitch. Now it's John McGinn. His team is first involvement. A lot of the fans are really asking as well as they're left here to be so grounded and ego-free. He even turned up with his kids in the shopping bag one day on the tube train. Two sides going through the bottom of the picture. Brazil all set to top this group as Morocco scored a staggering goals in the second half of their game. Or less, Scotland bounce back here. Vinicius Junior.
They're just going back and I'm going to tell people I scored a hat-trick.
They'll really believe you, man. You're right, sir. It was wrong. It's Captain Euro, who could be playing regularly in this game. Where is he? Will be joining into Miami? Still plenty of life left in his very much a key figure of this Brazil side since Ancelotti took the reins.
He's really important in how they play and he just sits in front of the two center backs. He deals with all sorts of situations. Puts out fires constantly and he's got a note. The conduit to their attack. He's been very good tonight again.
Brazil showing here, as a lot of talk always, crucial talk really about sound of football, and I think Carlo Ancelotti is very, very keen that they good out of possession as well. He's made that point in pre-World Cup, and defending will be vital. particularly the kind of strikers we're seeing terrorising defences now this tournament in January. McKenna and Hendry have to feed it backwards to Scott. Brian was a Scotland goalkeeper as well, and Norwich City stalwart of old.
Step to that point, you have to say over the last several World Cups, a bit of the problem with Brazil has been almost a Swiss cheese-like defense at times with big holes, and now they just seem so solid and very comfortable sitting in their half.
And when they don't have the ball, they're looking very, very hard to get it back. Tierney will do it.
A little warning sign there for Brazil. This is a fantastic ball. Bends around the center backs. Already arrives late into the box. Coaching this hit it right into Allison's waiting hands. Much better than Scotland.
Able to send the Tartan army home at least proud of the performance. I think some of the Scotch fans thought their side could actually win this game, but they did want a positive performance from the team. I don't think they really got it in the first half, if they're being brutally honest. Too many errors. Away from the Fox network, in Mexico, Czechia, South Africa against South Korea, Fox Sports 1. Hendrick is well up there. Coming up next, those games, Group A. Conor Heller was the first ever on target 200 minutes for Scotland since McGinn's goal against Haiti. Yeah. It's an issue. Continues to be one. Patterson's ball is only Hapkins run in there. Do you think they play with a little bit of an inferiority complex here?
It does feel like it. There's also an element in it's emotional. These tournaments are emotional. To do it 3 times in a row. Haiti is a good team, by the way. Against 3 good teams, it's very difficult.
Patterson a lovely ball. Well, that was a beautiful pass from Pakistan to Bondi. He keeps losing that defence, doesn't he?
Vinicius Jr. made a couple of those runs in the first half. He was waiting for the ball to just slid alongside the center back. And that time, Pakistan, perfect weight. He just couldn't get enough on it to slide it past AD15. Blocks it well.
Sending the defenders out for a cup of coffee, as they say. Tierney with the footstool forward. Talented player. Tierney seemingly had good crossing over from McCartney a few months ago. That is a let-off for all the credit in the world to having this done. For saving that, because I really do think that would have been curtains for Scotland if it went to 3. McTominay, Patterson looks for 1-2, still moves to the back, Patterson goes down with the right side. Good movement over with the right back, joining the attack. Brazil. Now they're going into the knockout round. It's Vinicius again. Stand apart, he's going to World Cup.
I think he might know that stat about Pelé. He wants to equal the other legend.
Six hat-trick with 34 hat-tricks. 9 players from other nations in all that time,
Including one by Brazil's nemesis, Argentina's Lionel Messi this time.
Yep. Looks like they're running all right. These are several others. I wonder whether Dennis Thunder of Germany might be this year's Toto Scalacci, coming almost from nowhere. Mr. Neymar, 3 times already. Here's Kenny McLean. Clearly, they are going to need rubbish from midfield, something to surprise Brazil.
Well, it's all just a bit slow if I can use another terminology because I'm hungry. A little maple syrupy. It's just kind of dripping from side to side as opposed to cutting through it like this.
And to substitution. It's good morning. It's good. And looking up again, running a penalty in the game. And Mexico referees not impressed.
Well, this one's going to be interesting because it looked like there was certainly contact there. He's pretty resolute in it.
Calling Mark Clayton there. What do you think there, Mark?
I think once he goes inside, it does feel a little bit of contact, and if he throws himself to the sport, football's a contact sport, and I don't think that contact justifies a penalty.
Yeah, I agree with that, actually seeing it again. The first glance when you saw it, there was certainly contact, but not enough there to warrant penalty.
And I think the appeal was sort of half-hearted as well, which is always a bit of a giveaway. He's the experienced Benito in the sort of the right back position problem. Hernandez to use his pace. Kenny was just caught a little bit by the trailing boot there of Ryan, but that's nothing of it. Scan the QR code on the screen to vote for the Nicole ultra superior player of the match. Man in possession now with 78 targeted Vinicius. Vinicius carried on with the run. That's reminiscent of 1 or 2 things we've seen in the past at the World Cup.
He was anticipating right now continuing his run, but it almost felt for Vinny Jr. if he had just laid it off behind his leg. Vinicius Jr. had a whole goal to look at, and likely would have sealed his hat-trick.
Now is quiet as I've known them. Mostly behind the goal to the left. Can't see anything with it. Messi Ronaldo. He would quite like to sign him, wouldn't he? He'd like to party as well, from what I've heard. Wouldn't be the only footballer I've heard that was true.
Certainly not the only Brazilian football.
Exactly. Well, he was there when it matters, as we've seen countless times. Here's Danilo. Now Reina. And the trip of English family, wearing a famous shirt in the World Cup, age 19. Just imagine it. Lovely idea. Just selecting Jusonic for Danilo.
Here's that ball by Paquetá, rolled right down the side of the Scottish center back. Vinny just can't get enough on it. Ultimately, really good save by Ingolstadt.
You were still in the rule for those, don't you?
Not that great.
Looking behind Ryan. Getting down. Boogie shot his block. Back to down. Gets him away. He's taking him to the right one. He's kicking himself. It was his first touch. Kind of made the chance go away.
Trading those shirts, see it yellow around the Brazilian fans do that now. The Scottish fans, but the Scotland fans winning things everywhere they go. Which is true in Germany. We just need a bit more from the players. What's going to do here? Building a goal difference of -2 and 3 points might just be enough. Well, they do because they know -3 really hurts. -4 is probably a dagger. So you almost get the sense that both teams would be content with this result in a weird way. But like I said, it's a precarious position because as they tire.
World Cup as well. He's in that golden boot race too. Dunya. Just a modest celebration.
Yeah, just following up on the point about Stalin. That's the challenge, and they look like they were starting to get a little heavy legged. Some bigger gaps opening up. I think emotionally they're tired. Physically, certainly they're drained. This has been a very difficult group to navigate.
They won't have that dilemma and what about stuff like this because I think 3 points and a -3 goal difference. And it's going to be, I think they've got a heart really on their hopes. Timmy, you're on the left hand side. And that's the first yellow card for Danilo, who took Timmy out right on the edge of the box. Might work another goal. Was it just outside? Or was it on the line?
It appeared to be just outside, and it's a really bad tackle. Let's see who gets on the end of this given goal.
Looks outside, Mark, doesn't it?
Yeah, the hand is just outside, but with the tackle, even if it continues inside, it's still given outside, which only further down if it carries on inside, it's a penalty. So even that tackle starts outside, and even if it does carry on inside, it's still given outside the penalty area.
Yellow, Danilo. Can bring it up that either. Scotland needs something now. They really do. Attacking line. Where all those blue-shirted fans are gathered. Rolling in their kits. Representing the various clans of Scotland.
This needs to be hit hard.
That's exactly what Ferguson did. Took forward the ball. Anderson, they took the game as they were to have to handle.
That's the right service. They should just need a few such players in front of him to screen him. It's a little too easy for him to see, but the right strike by Ferguson there. On Patterson. gets the ball away. The back gets off. He's looking to the left. Yeah, offside. He knew it. We knew it. There were about 65,000 witnesses. You see it here. Good job by the Scottish back line. Keeping it offside. Tierney's been very good in getting the ball out of his feet and putting the Brazilian back line under pressure with those crosses. McTominay rose on that one. Headed it back where it came from. Allison down strong to his right to keep it out.
Hasn't really got into it, not in the way. Scotland would help. Brazil have got pretty solid back there. Even when McTominay got close though with his header.
Yeah, it's so hard for the bowlers. They're moving left across the goal to front and get back to the right. McTominay did the right thing. He headed back where it came from. Allison was up to the task.
Martinelli on Arsenal. He's about to get a round here, so Paquetá has come off the fingers on for Casemiro as well. White switch. We have Liverpool, of course. Lots of good games in the order thereafter. He's McKenna, who's trying really at the start of proceedings. Set Scotland an even bigger task than they had already. This one's been 13 big tournaments without ever going past the group stage, and they're still to do something about their goal difference in the closing stages here. Still McKenna. Tierney. Brazil are starting to look like quite a useful blend of silk and steel, aren't they?
Yeah, if you asked me in the last game that we covered with Brazil, it's come a little too soon for Carlo Ancelotti, but it feels like every minute they get more and more comfortable, and they do have a lot of experienced players, and a lot of flash and flair up the field, and quality and efficiency up the field. And by the way, some good ones on the bench still, Hendrick, Neymar, of course, yeah, amongst others.
Right, you see him short now under Fabinho.
Really looking deep and playing with his first goal scorer.
Solved a little bit of a problem. They're not in play, I think, going through this as an authentic number 9 as they did in the opening game. I prefer the extra movement that Cunha gives them. All this after Brazil were now dropped off only 5th in South American qualifying. The qualifying's one thing, the tournament itself strong another. You're starting to look pretty good here. Only conceded 1 goal so far, unscored by Saguiri and Morocco. Brazil in the boxing here, 3-0 ahead. And very much the star of the show so far is Vini Jr. Scotland are looking at elimination.
is interesting and a bit more interesting. Well, they say in the World Cups that every goal is so crucial. Even if you don't win a game or you tie a game, every goal always matters, and it's exacerbated now with the expanded format. So many teams are going to get knocked out, probably by one goal, which is really a hard pill to swallow if you gave up a battle somewhere along the way.
Neymar is waiting to get the call from Carlo Ancelotti. He's looking longingly along the touchline towards Ancelotti's taking a swig of a couple of drinks. This is the kind of situation that really able to just doing the first taste of the World Cup action this year anyway.
And he is warming up now individually with the performance to find himself as the others are standing. So assume he is coming in soon here. You know, I mean, it's not straightforward. I know people think it's Neymar. Of course, he played it. But Carlo Ancelotti, there's a psychological piece too. There's other players on the team who have been around training, in qualifying. You're not just throwing him in. It's probably why we put Martinelli and Fabinho in first. You have to really think about it. That plays the rest of the team. As you can hear from the ground, he is getting ready to come up.
Champion, that was nearly a moment for Storm to nick a goal back, and they need to nick a goal back.
A big chance here from the tunnels, just had a poor night where he's got so much more quality than he's shown tonight. This is a top
is about to enter the stage. Neymar, a lot of people wonder whether he would even get picked. Ancelotti did pick him despite injury problems. He's never played beyond the quarter-final of the World Cup. He was injured for that semi when Germany thrashed Brazil 7-1 in 2014. About to play his fourth World Cup, topping the Brazil list of goal scorers in 79 and second in the list of appearance makers on 1-2-8, which is about to come 1-2-9. It's the first time that he would ever be a substitute at the World Cup. No surprise he would not be walking to the starting lineup. These are different guys. Martinelli, Vinicius again.
This is a weird comment to make, and I realize that it comes out of my mouth, but this is a really important 20 minutes or so for Neymar, because yes, it's a nice appearance that he gets back in and the crowd will be happy, but can he become a real figure as they go forward and cause problems for other teams? Because what a substitute that would be to have come off the bench as you get further in the tournament.
Well, you have to believe, don't you, that Carlo Ancelotti believes he can still do it, he can still be a factor.
Yeah, he wouldn't have brought him otherwise. And this is a perfect situation to get him in and see how it goes.
Hasn't clearly done well in the second half since he came on. He really has nearly everything coming down that side. These fans don't want to see their team die in this World Cup without something of a fight. There's some big punch, good to see him. Once again, team cross. Fabinho it was who knocked it out of harm's way.
Carlo Ancelotti just looked back at his staff and said, should we put him in now? And I think his set piece coach said, he's not putting it yet. We need to defend this corner for him.
Still waiting. Something of a sharpening up exercise. He's had a calf injury for the past few weeks. This is the first time he's actually been available to play. Fabinho. They're going to the second place in the group. Impressed with the result today, Andy?
Yeah, let's be honest, Scotland gave away a couple goals, and I'd like to see what this match looks like without Scotland self-destructing in a couple moments. But Brazil has so much quality, they have big events.
Just started creeping in on his near post. Corner. Brazil have just been too good. Neymar with the corner kick. Tommy took the header away. Ran, couldn't quite control it. Yeah, I thought he called. He joined in there for the free kick. But by the way, the last time Scotland played Brazil, a 2-0 win for Brazil. Who got both the goals? Neymar.
It's an interesting choice by him. He opens his hips as if he's going to go to the far post and closes the gate there, tries to beat Angus Gunn to his near post. He did a great job not guessing that.
Tomorrow on Fox, the US facing Turkey, and they make it 100% in that group. Good. Well, our coverage begins at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific on Fox. Turkey already eliminated. It's surprising, really. Okay. Neymar, the second one, that's his goal. Inorange. He's got 3 assists now. He's joint top of the assist total for this World Cup. Alexander Isak of Sweden, Michael Olise of France.
We've done 2 other games now, and it makes them dangerous, especially with Cunha. He comes into the midfield, makes it really uncomfortable for center backs and central midfielders to deal with. Then you've got Vinicius Jr. wide on one side, right out on the other side, but Paquetá and Bruno Guimaraes, the big keys for me is we're getting forward into the attack, the right away, and a lot of quality in the box.
And the bounces behind. Vinicius was there again.
Some really good ball played across the goal now. Vinicius just got ahead of himself a little bit. Couldn't make good contact.
Christie there. And he's got on. And Anthony
Ralston, the second right back. He's not the first choice right back. Europe has taken it out, so it looks like he's got a bit of a knock. He had a horrid job today, really, trying to look after Vinicius. And that's coming down goal. And the hopes that he might be a bit of a difference maker for Scotland, but it didn't really happen. Hendrick was in a bit of a career revival and then been frustrated in his attempts to press it down quick. Nicely run, all past the finger, very young after that. What he was doing, stop the attack without opening shot case. Still time for Scotland to sneak what might be a very important goal for them when the final mathematics are done in the third place counter.
It's very true. As demoralised as they are right now, they need to hold it together for 10 minutes, not concede. If you can find a way to get a goal, it could mean the difference.
Lewis Ferguson is going to take it. Christie, going to get involved straight away. Lost his place in the starting lineup today. Another Bournemouth player at the World Cup. Sign of the times that qualified for Europe as well. McKeon, now breaking on that right-hand side. McTominay. Shots, trying to press him out of possession. Very impressive. Christie wins the back post. Shepard's in there. Look at that. Can't do that everything doing. And here's Neymar. Just a bit of a rust-shedding exercise for Neymar here. Or maybe more. We'll see. Slovenia. Brazil have always looked in control of this. And the winner of this group, that will be Brazil, will take a runner-up the group F. Netherlands, Japan, or Sweden. Awaiting that. The teams in that group will be thinking, well, we can't beat Brazil next. To win the group. We're going to be intrigued as we go on. There's Martinelli. And Danilo arose now from the Brazil fans, who can be very critical. It's a bit of a chaotic existence for the national team in Brazil. So much debate, so much interest, so much controversy all the time, so many expectations. Is this the team to kind of end the bad times? Hendrick's challenge, it's okay. Brazil with another free kick. Nice one. That was shocking. Back defending that time. Did the job. And Beckham, of course, on home territory here. Neymar Messi. Likewise. All the Scotland fans were looking at each other and Gabriel was thinking, I had a chance to score the World Cup there. Did too. like it has for that far post as well. Yeah, good block. I saw David sipping wine up there. He has no play. He's so classy. He doesn't drink beer when he comes to a football game. Sure, it's not cheap wine. Well, you played with him. Yeah. Members of cause. I never saw him drink. He's playing, man. Enjoying his life. As he should. Brazil, in truth, sauntering to victory here. Gabriel, the way it was. Neymar. James Gordon, the after-hours drill will be on Fox tonight. Another nightly wrap of today's World Cup action. Special guests Rebecca Lowe and Virgil van Dijk. That's on Fox midnight local. Scotland are going to bring on the young winger Finley Curtis, age 19, who's done work at Kilmarnock on loan this past season from Rangers, and he'll be back at Ibrox in the new season. Kickstarts one challenge. Starting to turn it on at times. Brazil with their movement around the edge of that box has been a little too much for Scotland. Many times Scotland have foiled Brazil at the World Cup back in 74, a 0-0 draw in Frankfurt. And a very young Kenny Dalglish was playing. And he's not very well, and we wish him very, very well in his health battle. Still joint top scorer for Scotland in history, alongside the wondrous Seleção. It's McGinn. Dug out across pretty well there. Lost and lost. He's trying to resolve. He's got that today. He's going to come on short as if he can get that goal that might just change the arithmetic for Scotland. Morocco now 4-2 up in getting his 80s, so they've improved their goal difference a little, but they need another 3 to get near Brazil. Just to get a yellow card, it will just come on. Neymar with a free kick, chance on the assist, isn't it? Just waiting there, good wrong side. Neymar has it again. Little flashback there. Little deception. The umpire was going to flip it to the far post and stay after the shoot. Angus gun wasn't caught by it. Again the game, and we need 3 in the last 6 minutes against Paris Saint-Germain to turn the tie around. Neymar got the game by the scruff of the neck, and in the next 6 minutes they beat out the 3 goals. I think that'll happen here. They don't need it, do they? Scoring again, just a little excerpt of what he can do when he's fully sharp and at his best. Which won't be yet. 6 minutes of additional time here. Adams and Curtis still waiting to come on. Shackman is one of those to make way.
pitch goes in 10 seconds from the time the ball goes up. And jump into now know it's not quite finished yet, but they're on their way into the number 32 as well. Ferguson, not too tired. It's a very humid night here in Miami. Unsurprisingly, really, Neym's long throw. Neymar gets it right, he's delicious. Very good intervention. Free kick, Brazil.
Well, we're shaping up for a fantastic round of 32 matchup. If the results in the Netherlands group home, it could be a Morocco-Netherlands round of 32 match. Tasty one there.
Yeah, there'll be plenty of tasty games up in, because it goes to straight knockout of this group phase. Settled, is it? But you'd be a bit surprised if 3 points and -3 goal difference would be good enough for Scotland. Fabinho. And one of the stories of this game, apart from the fate of Scotland, though, is Brazil are improving, I think, all the time now. Starting to find what you might call an ominous rhythm.
Throughout time in the best Brazil teams, yes, they're talented players, but they just look like a real team, a real committed group. And this group is starting to look like that. You have to put that down to Carlo Ancelotti. He's a master of that, and they look the part right now.
Yeah, I think he's really good at getting the mentality right for his teams.
You couple that with great players, which they have, and that's a very dangerous combination for the team to do.
Credit to his assistant Paul Clement. He's worked with Carlo Ancelotti before. And a game of golf with him once in fashion. Not surprisingly, most people do. Taken quickly, Ferguson to play it down, touch a crowd a little bit, and he's worked very hard in that midfield, he really has, I think. Lewis Ferguson today. And if Scotland do score now, normally it's a well, just a consolation. It isn't. Not in this situation, the way this World Cup is constructed. One goal could be a crucial thing for their goal difference. Wasn't Atlas Wilson was practicing and he didn't quite get there. Ball on the field. Bringing Dino Irish as he did the key defending. And you still might be belting out that song. Yes, sir, I can do the Scottish fans when they've got over the disappointment. Still
a couple of times now by Allison in trying to do that. But it's again really where Brazil have coasted towards the points that are going to take them top of this group. And that's